Loading, my name is Elvin8524 and welcome to another video on Carcus World. Now, sorry for sounding a little bit weird. My throat's been bothering me recently. So, welcome to Carcus World. As when we last left off, I did names to everyone. Did that for this video actually. Using my personal naming system when I want to make fictional names like Fu, New, Elf Society, Ultra, no, Tachar. Yeah, that type of thing. So, when we last left off, Newt conquered a country that is unnamed because, well, they don't really exist. And we also had rebellions. So, and also, of course, we had the formation of this little wizard republic, which I'm just going to call it the Wizardia, I guess. So there have been a couple years of peace. So let's go skip to then, which in this case will be about not 20 years. See you then. And I am back. So up here in these kingdoms, we have some expansion from all of them. They've kind of agreed to how they expand. Fu has crossed the river, and New expanded downward to touch Chicha, which expanded upward. El Society did not expand at all because the restrictions. Wizardia expanded more into the to the pink biome, and the Pickle Empire expanded a little bit over here, and the Pickle Republic, this one, and Chicha split this little uncolonized area in half together. Humana was going okay to expand a little bit northwards. Newt expanded a tiny bit this way. Shim did not expand at all because it no longer touches uncolonized land. Extends here. And Kala and Polo and Pulu both expanded that way. Okay, so nothing happened in those 20 years. But now up here, these guys are getting a little bit more civilized, which means people are starting to get smart. They realize, wait a second, if our ancestors say they came from a place super duper far south, aka Humana, then there must be things south. So they sent explorers and discovered New. And New told them about Cha and El Society and Fu, and from there they started exploring, splitting up into groups to explore everywhere, writing things down, even eventually hitting their original homeland of Humana and learning about how it's fallen, and even went to some of the rebellious ones. You might have noticed, though, that when it comes to spreading out of religions, which I'm going to show like this by making a new layer and showing you how the spread of ethnicities. So I'll see you in a little bit. This is the ethnicity, the type spread. We have the humans, which are colored in red, which I'm going to write down right now. So we have humans, pickles. We got some more humans up here. And now we've also got the elves. So, you might have noticed that, just doing some stuff here. So you might have noticed that when it comes to spread of things, humans are very much the dominant here. Like, very much this dominant in this world. Pickles are a close second, and elves, they are very much just confined to this river area. And this river, here's the thing. If you really think about it, this is Carcus, well, the area of Carcus, in a larger world. Oh dang it, I just hinted. And so, as you can see, the elves are very much just confined to this river. And humans have spread, like, literally up here. And now, honestly, that barrier about where they know about is kind of like this at this point. So, and pickles are pretty big. Not to mention they have, like, the biggest empire. Well, the biggest country in this world. And elves are fractured between three main elven societies and little bits eaten up by T'Cha, the Pickle Empire, and the Pickle Republic. While humans are pretty much all their just own nations, with a little bit owned by the Pickle Empire, this area. And so, yeah. So as you can see, the humans and pickles are massive, and the elves aren't. So the new decided that the elves need to unite. So they first decided to go up against the elf society, which nobody decided to question, because they're all like, wait, elf society lost that war? We don't care at all about what happens to them. So, yeah, they attacked elf society, which I'm gonna do by doing this lasso. Because they're deciding that the elves need to unite to survive. Which is kind of true. So, yeah, which is honestly kind of true. So, yeah, the elves need to unite. So they decided that they're gonna do it by declaring war on the elf society first. They're weakened, and nobody will really question if they attack them. So they just moved in from the top here. Moving across this area on the top, just generally moving farther and farther into the lands. They weren't able to do anything because, well, they were weakened from the war. And so now, time to do the, time to see this peace deal. So, let me spend a second. Total annexation, what do you think? They were saying that the elves need to unite. So now, New has gotten stronger with the elf society no longer existing. And most people, especially the ones that took part in the war against Hamana, thought, okay, we don't care at all. So, but there's one area that did care, Wizardia, because since it's made up of wizards that decide that they kind of want to use their wizarding powers, they don't want to be mercenaries, though, because that'd just be kind of like, people can go and fight out of their own free will, but they generally want to keep peace, so they saw this as an attack. So they said, we'll use our spellcasters against you if you don't free the elf society. You said, no, we want to do this. So the Wizardia decided, okay, we're just going to move our troops. They started marching, and they got into a battle right here and got destroyed. They are only made up of wizards and their families. And it's a tiny nation. They don't really have the power. So they lost that fight heavily. And then you just came and said, hi there. Knock, knock. Who's there? It's me. New. So, I think you can see where this is going. Yeah, Wizardia was just conquered. What's gonna happen? Oh, you don't want to keep it new? So, what are you gonna do with it? You're gonna give it to the Pickle Empire. Okay. Okay, Wizardia is now a part of the Pickle Empire, I guess. That was interesting. So now the wizards no longer even exist as a force at all. Well, that was a short-lived life. He only was around for like 20 years. Huh. Then I guess you don't want to try to stop people or be a peacemaker. Because now it's a part of the Pickle Empire. What's their economy? Now they was basically just puppeted by the Pickle Empire. So now going like that's out of the way. They decided, hey Fu, join us or die. Fu decided to go with fine, we'll join you. So Fu no longer exists. And now the elves are technically one full country. Good for them. They actually did it. I thought elves were supposed to be peaceful. And now they decided to form their own society. Which now they decided to make Elvonia. I know, I'm having a really hard time making up names. So now Elvonia exists. Good for them. Yeah, and so now if I look at this race, basically the main area of the elves is zoned by Elvonia, which was once new. Okay, so with that out of the way, Shin right here is having some internal issues. Because, well, they won against Hermana, but they just lost a little bit. Quite a bit to Callow and Pulu. And eventually, in a coup d'etat, someone picked Akulu, this guy, Akulu, came to power. And he said, I have designs on Newt and Humana. I don't care if we lost these. We'll get those back eventually. But these people, Humana, why does it still exist in Newt? Ugh. Why? So, Shin decided that Newt must no longer exist. So, they decided to do one thing that they always do. Declare war. Now, Newt is basically a lot bigger, well, and also had a bit more experience than Newt, and yeah, sure they lost, but they didn't commit their forces, so Shin swept through their capital and moved quickly, using something similar to Blitzkrieg in our day, taking some of these bigger cities and moving across with astounding speed. And they were about to take this final remnants when they did get pushed back. Yay. And eventually the line solidified to here. Newt would try to move forward, but these guys would always hold the line, even pushing back a little. Eventually, Newt did manage to push them even farther back, but then they just held even more and pushed them back again, and then back and forth until it ended. Now, this took a while. And by a while, I mean a lot. Because now, it's no longer year 490. It is now year. Drum roll, please. It's now year 500. Yep, 500 years in this world. Some of that was taken up with Avelia taking over this, and the rest was Shim taking Newt. And so what did they do? Well, they did total annexation. That'd kind of be mean. So they decided to take the majority. Well, like half of Newt. Even their capital. Especially their capital. So, Shim now has gotten even bigger. Huh, who knew they could actually do it? So now it still exists. Now, in that time, nobody really expanded because they were kind of content, and also they were kind of scared because they don't know what exists. Because now that they know about the countries up here from some rebels in Humana, they have no idea what else could be out there. Like, who knew? Like, maybe some people from went across the sea and is now over here or people went here and now there's an entire magical empire or something. And so that made people really, really scared to leave. Except for one country, Elvonia. They decided, we're getting bigger. So they expanded into this area because they felt like, hey, elves need to be stronger, baby. So might as well get stronger. Does that make sense? I hope it makes sense. So they got bigger. And with them, so did the elven culture. So, this wall was taken down, and the elves got even bigger. This kind of shows expansion. And so now, Elvonia and the elves in general have just expanded. Great for them. And so, that's where I'm going to leave it for now. So see you later.